Brothers and sisters, soldiers and soldierettes, salute! Welcome to another edition of EBX Discussion, and I appreciate you, current subscribers, new subscribers. Whether you view or not, it's all about that great energy. And if you got anything out of what I say, incorporate it into your life, teach it to someone else. We always look beyond on this channel, the bigger picture. Sometimes we got to get over ourselves, and one honors thy ancestors, the righteous ancestors, soldier and soldierette. Salute that some gave their lives with the least amount of tools to get a lot of us in the place and the state that we are in. That's something that I will share with others that listen to me, and something that will always be in my spirit, an appreciative spirit of this life, and take nothing for granted. Because, man, the great higher supreme being, Mother Nature, universe, loves that what? Positive energy. And I place that goal right over our families. May all of our families, especially those that are righteous, those that are struggling too, may everything in our family, may we prosper, and everything we touch turn to gold. And those in our families that we held dear, man, that may have transitioned, and in the world in general, those that meant something to us, that left an impact, may they rest in peace and in power. And I'm gonna get right on into it. As much as we can in this life, leave love in our footprints. And I know that sounds cliche, and we heard it in the movie, but man, as much as we can, you keep living life, you be on this planet for a while, you will see that is important. Might not be important to some people, but those who are reaching and teaching and fighting for humanity and fighting for this culture, that we're going to leave love in our footprints no matter what. And it's not always a soft thing. Leaving love is a choice. It's not about being hard. It's not about being no gangster. It's about being true to oneself through anything, But if we come to a point where we have to defend ourselves, of course, every righteous brother or sister, soldier, soldierette, salute, young or old, has a right to defend oneself, because, we have those that are reaching and teaching, those that you might have those that are, have a heightened self-awareness, that are reaching and teaching in the world or online. Then you just have those that's just trying to live life and, just trying to live a good life, and, that's what we'll do, and we'll automatically leave that love in our footprints. And I want to give a thanks to the melanated teachers that I have learned from, whether in the world, whether my mom, my dad, my grandparents, cousins, uncles, aunties, my brother, my sister, friends I met along the way, those that I'm still connected to today, that I have learned from, maybe in the past and still currently, because you learn from a teacher, you only feel good from a preacher. And I'll use myself as an example. Things I have learned from teachers in the past, and this brother or sister, male or female, when we use our two ears, that teaching, that real teaching from the pit of that soul will stay with you forever. And one day I'll list the names, because I don't like to say names out of respect. I try not to say names. You might hear me say names from time to time of different celebrities and stuff like that, because I use them in examples and stuff. But a lot of times it's not to clout chase or get attention. That's why you don't see celebrities and stuff like that on my banner. Nothing against no one else now, because everybody's walk is different. You have those that do, talk about celebrities and have them on their banner and stuff, but they mean well, and you always got those that are clout chasing. But you keep yourself connected in a righteous circle, like I always say. You keep your eyes open and don't get mixed and mangled in the web of social media and other dark things of the world, or social media or person, place, or thing. Keep yourself away from dark shit. You'll see that light. So I don't want to go too further in that, because a lot of information out here, if we got the right information now, as I heard a great brother say, when you learn to listen, you learn things, we have to do research on our own on things. We can't just regurgitate and spew out things. I had to learn this too. So when that great divine touches us, and only we know if that great divine is touching us, brother or sister, because everybody walk is different. Sometimes we don't pay attention to that divine spirit. Well, we have a lot of those out here that are paying attention to that great divine spirit. And that can be in our family, significant other, our children, our circle. I always try to include those, because everybody has to go through those baby steps in one time in our lives, but we have to stay with it. We have to, you know, things have to be practiced, as I always say. We have to stay on top of things. We have to maintain, this new life we come into, whoever we are. And if we are having divine things happening in our lives, brother or sister, in our families, in our circle, it's not a coincidence. We are in the age of information. It just depends on what information we are receiving and what we are receiving. Checking our emotions, let our intelligence override that emotions every time, and don't trauma bond with things, so we won't get lost in this. I said this before, but because a lot of times I have to watch myself too. I'm still learning. We always got to keep that student spirit. That's how we stay on top of our mind, body, and soul. And I just salute the real melanated teachers out there that I have learned from, and those that gave their lives, that are no longer with us, that left an impact in our lives. And I love hip hop and music, the good music though, not that toxic shit, and there are many great artists that's current, alive, and those who have passed, brother or sister, that left love, that found a way to leave love in their footprints amongst all the toxic things and other things that happen in life, things we do in this human body. And I want to use Tupac and Michael Jackson as an example. Amongst all the things that happened to them, and a lot of us already know, but they managed to leave that positive impact on the world. And that's a part of them that we'll never forget. It's things of the world and the system that try to taint them and make them look bad and all that. Of course, that's the negative force's job. But think of the positive side of Tupac and Michael Jackson, other artists like them, brother or sister, that left love in the real them. They left that behind because, like I said, you can kill the body, but you can't kill the spirit, especially if it's of a righteous, determined spirit. You can't kill it. Think about it. Tupac and Michael Jackson been deceased for a long time. And just think about it. Tupac's songs today still overshadows a lot of artists' music. And there's a lot of other artists like him. I'm just using him as an example. And Michael Jackson. Man, it's artists today that couldn't hold a candle to Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson paved the way for a lot of these artists because a lot of them copied him, gimmicked his music, sampled his music. I'm telling you, Michael was before his time. And him and Tupac, I think their thinking was almost the same because of the environment they were in. So they knew they didn't have a lot of time on this planet, not because of a sickness or anything like that, because they knew the environment they were in. So they made sure they pushed out what they really felt to the world before they left. And I appreciate them for that and made their legacy live on. Because I'm going to think of the positive things about Tupac and Michael Jackson and a lot of our other melanated artists, whether they passed or they currently alive. If they tried their best to be positive, that's the part of them that I'm going to remember. And I'm not going to let the system make me. Now, just for me now, my own opinion, I'm going to remember that positive side of them. I know how things can be when you're wrapped up in this system. I've never been in it. Like I say, never been in no studio, never been in no meeting. But I know enough now that one knows better, as a lot of us should. We should know better by now, especially if we up in levels, which is age. We've been on this planet for a while, and we are somewhat healthy, mind, body, and soul. I always got to say that because everybody's life is different, But if you're healthy, mind, body, and soul, and you choose, emphasis on choose, because we all know, we all get that gut feeling. I don't care who we are, especially melanated brothers and sisters. That great divine just gives us that special power, but a lot of us try to override it. Think we can change that divine plan and do what we want to do, and don't appreciate the great fame and fortune we have. I'm just kind of using this as an example. But if you go into stardom with a good heart, and you mean well from the beginning, and you kind of stick to it, even though things try to sway us away. But when you got that true divine spirit, nothing can break it. Like I say, that spirit will live on. And that brings me to, that's why we should try our best. What would be our last words, our last texts, our last thoughts? What kind of individual will we be before we transition, brother or sister? It could be young or old, and that's what we should be remembered by. That's what we should strive for. And it's not really a deep spiritual thing. It's just being the goodest brother or sister, male or female, as we can possibly be, especially if we're connected to loved ones. Because I will say this from time to time. Once we have been compromised in any way, and it don't just have to be fame or fortune. It can be the social media, toxic things of the world. Once we are we become compromised by toxic things, we also affect those in our circle. I don't know why those in fame and fortune can't seem to understand that. What do you think? You're just going to do things in the dark and it's never going to, I know we hear that in the Bible. I'm not, into religion or Christianity or nothing, but that's kind of one of the facts of, law of attraction. We talking about nature. We talking about not rules. We talking about principles. We know when we're doing something dark. Our gut always let us know, but some just think they can override it. Think that maybe money will hide it and try to do different things to keep certain things about ourselves from coming up, and especially those in fame and fortune. You just see them, I made a podcast, I don't know how long ago, months ago, it's been a while ago. And this is something to live by, those that's maybe looking to sign contracts and want to get in fame and fortune. Just remember this one thing: what goes up must come down. So if you're destroying people, if you are trying to climb that ladder of success, because I don't give a damn about trying to be successful. It's hard enough just trying to be a fucking human being, and that's brother or sister, real talk. So you want to go to fame and fortune, you better know what you're doing. You better study it. You better know business, because I'll admit, I know some things about the industry. I know the do's and the don'ts, but I don't know enough to to go in there and sign I have to maybe speak with a brother or sister that has more experience in that area, that knows about it. So that's why I say, when we don't know about something, we just study and analyze things. We just thinking about, we're going to get this money and we're going to have this and a better life. We have to study things, brothers and sisters, because again, what goes up must come down. And if you're going into it with a good heart, you might be okay, if you got integrity. But if you don't have integrity and you sidestepping shit and you selling out brothers and sisters along the way, and you doing dark shit, you just trying to uphold your image, that damn building is gonna come crumbling down at some point, just a matter of time, whether it's sooner or later. If you're building a foundation off dark, toxic things, of course it's gonna come crumbling down. And like I say, money doesn't make you intelligent. Money doesn't make you smart. Actually brings out the worst individuals. And I said this before, and we see it time and time again. Can't get away from it. And this social media will blow your ass up. And those that do get exposed, that do become compromised, I don't feel sorry for you. I hold a heart for you. I like call down protection for that great divine, that you would bring you to your senses, and don't forget what it took to get you where you are, because that's the problem with some individuals that come into money and get that physical success. They forget what it took to get them where they are. So that great divine brings their ass back down to reality. You can't overpower the higher supreme being. I don't give a damn who you are. You can't overpower the universe. Never. Universe don't need no damn money. The universe, I won't say money came from the universe, but money and stuff like that is here because of the universe, because that great divine moves in strategic ways, does things for certain reasons. We don't understand that. We're not supposed to, because that great divine will tell us and show us, But if you're blinded by money, material status, and you're trying to hide this and hide that and do in the dark, your life just going to be fucking confusing. Then we have to remember, we're going to be old one day. So all that bad, toxic shit and that we didn't ever try to fix or forgive ourselves or try to change, you don't think that shit going to catch up with you? That's a fact of law of nature. It's a fact. It's going to come around. Many of us have, we all know about karma. So I don't know why those even try, So that was just a little something that I had in my spirit, and try our best. Like I said, what would be our last words? What would be our last text? That's why we should stay wrapped and just let positive energy hug us. And like I said, it's gonna be different things that our human body we're gonna do. But if we have love, real love at the base, that's what we'll leave in our footprints. And I want to say again, a special thanks. I give thanks, to the great divine for giving me ears and others ears. And I thank the melanated teachers of my life in the world, in my family, like I said, mom, dad, aunties, uncles, brothers, sisters, cousins, friends, those I have learned from in the past. And I'm talking about melanated teachers online too, And, the stuff I've learned even 10 years, 15 years back, brothers and sisters, is still in one spirit. Because when I hear a teaching, I really take it in and I really try to incorporate it in my life. And I've always been good about this. Even when I was, believing in Christianity, you gotta be careful about that word belief. I've learned that. But even then, I was trying to do right, And when you're looking to do right, right things will come. And we will leave love in our footprints, We mean well from the pit of that soul. Remember, it's not always a deep spiritual thing, but we start with that right within. And maybe it will lead to spiritual, You will elevate. Just have a right heart, we can do anything in this life when we of a right heart and we're not clouded with bullshit and fake shit and envy and thinking something wrong about people. And when you're living like that, of course, wrong. What do you think's going to happen? So we got to stay as positive as much as we can. It's more than just, like I say, you have to live it. It's good for the body and the mind, So, and these positions that a lot of us are in are reaching and teaching, whatever walk we're on. If we mean well from the pit of the soul, it's not a coincidence. Great divine is watching, always have been watching. And a lot of us know this. I'm just giving confirmation, Look at the things that are happening in our lives. Look at the things that has happened, It's not a coincidence. That's what I love about that great divine. And that force, that positive force, loves when we acknowledge it. And also acknowledge its children, its brothers and sisters that are also divinely connected. That's why I say I give thanks for those I have learned from. And one day, I'll give names of the brothers and sisters. And I actually got it wrote down. I made a list. I talked about this before of some great teachers that I have learned from. And that's in the world, in my family, and online. It's wonderful, man, when we can just learn from one another. It's good to hear another brother or sister's perspective on things. It's just amazing the things we can learn about ourselves. And just, we wow our own selves. And, it just inspire us to inspire another brother or sister, young or old, significant other, family, children. We can learn from them too. And we just keep teaching each other. But we just got to stay away from the bullshit, and just be true to oneself overall. I say that so much, but it's what it's going to always come down to. You can't escape that dark shit within if you're carrying it. It's going to bother you, especially if you call yourself being a righteous brother and sister and you trying to influence others. You don't think that great divine is going to take you through some stuff? You ain't going to just walk on this road and get riches and do all this stuff, because the divine gives us all these gifts. So you don't think that great divine going to check us? You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, being righteous is a way of life. It's a choice. It's not about being soft. None of that. It's about being true to thy brother, thy sister, thy mother, thy father, thy child, the best way we can, and leave love, divine love in our footprints, because that's what I want to leave, as much as I can. That's what I want to leave behind, as that example I gave about Tupac, Michael Jackson. No matter what, again, you can kill the body, but you can't kill the spirit. Nothing can beat that human spirit. Human spirit is tough. Especially when a person have been through a lot. This could be brother or sister. You get to a point, man, you don't care. You just want to see those grow. And I don't mean like don't care about life or important things. I'm talking about you don't see no toxicity. You know what I'm saying? You don't see no doubt. All you see is a bright ass future. And all you see is those in your circles, life being bright too. Because what we teach while we here, then that those that do listen behind us, the new generation, they'll be fired up, and they'll even be more dynamic than us. You know what I'm saying? Because there are those out there that want to learn, that do want to live a good life, and are very spiritual. And that could be young or old. You know, that's what keeps me going. Know that there are some good brothers and sisters out there. That's why I made this podcast, giving thanks to the melanated teachers I have learned from. And that's in my family too. And you know, anybody of a good heart though, I gotta have a good heart though, and mean well, because that's that way that'll keep make me want to keep myself in check. You know, like I say, it's good to hear hard truths about oneself, you know, whether they come from a teacher or that great divine, because that great divine is always telling us stuff too. We just have to listen. You know, everybody has the ability to have a divine spirit. It just depends on how strong our mind, body, and soul is. It's always going to come down to that. And that go for me too. You know, so that was something that was in my spirit, you know. And I think when we feel something that's wonderful, and that can be, that I think it should be shared, you know, because you never know what another individual is going through. You never know that one person that might hear something that we say, man, that just lift them up, might even change their life, might even save their life. You know, positive energy is powerful, man. But when it's used properly, you know, great divine loves the higher force, Mother Nature loves positive energy. So that's just something I wanted to share. And, you know, the best way we can, brothers and sisters, you know, like I said, it ain't always a deep spiritual thing. Wherever we are in our life, leave love in our footprints. And like I say, I know that's cliche and we heard that, but do it. You know, think of those that did leave love and left a fight in their footprints, you know, that still impacts us today. That's powerful to me, man. Real talk. That you can be transitioned, you're not even here, but your spirit's still alive. That's powerful. So that's how we have to think of oneself when we're not here. You know, not that we think about dying or nothing like that, but just kind of, you know, we think about it, but we don't think about it, if that makes any sense, you know. And just keep forging forward, keep that love no matter what, through any storm. You know, you made it through many storms. Why wouldn't we make it through storms today? You know, it's just different. That's all. Just a different challenge. So leave love the best way we can in our footprints. And again, salute and I thank my melanated teachers. And that's in my family too. You know, I never forget about my family. So that's my thought. And thank those for coming in to another nature podcast. And aren't these flowers beautiful? It's just beautiful, you know. And I talk to nature and I see nature. I acknowledge nature. You know, it's beautiful when we can just acknowledge the beautiful things of life. We acknowledge how beautiful nature is, and we acknowledge those that are really putting in the work out there, my melanated teachers, you know, and in my family also. And appreciating those that listen and engage and listen to us, and those lives that we are changing. It's beautiful. Current subscribers, new subscribers, may that great divine bliss or bless you in your life. My reachers and teachers out there, I'm forever thankful. Will never forget you, brother or sister. And I honor my family. I honor your family. I honor my children, their mothers, brothers and sisters all over the world. May you please keep that ultimate peace in your part of the world, wherever you are right now. Salute.